But in my city, the Fresh Prince left out for excellence, ain't been back since. I feel the pressure in each decision. Can't lie, it's been a while, I need to visit. See your vision, but losing focus when keeping distance. If anything gets in the way, the tide of the battle gon' shift when you pray. What can I say? I'm a Christian of faith. Gotta listen, cause you don't wanna miss what he say. Speak to me, God, let me hear you. Putting all my problems in the rear view. Now I know what it was. Did it all out of love.
Oh, there it is.
Yo, 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 look at us. We're like those two girls that wore the same dress. But we don't care, right?
This was not planned. We didn't even plan this.
Yeah.
What's
right,
up,
though.
David?
Yeah, look at this merch though, everybody. Low Road.
Hey.
Dude, so I was going
Yo,
when are you gonna run out of wordplay, dude? Because I was going through your stuff and I saw open mic and I died, dude. I was laughing so hard.
Hey, I really thought about redoing open mic, man. I think
Yeah?
the concept's too cool to not like redo it, you know.
All right. All right,
We'll
everybody, let me
see.
know where
We'll
you're
see.
tuning in from. Let me know where you guys are watching from. We're live with Mike Lowe. We're just going to wait a little bit for people to join. Let us know where you're watching from. Where are you at, Haley? Where are you guys at right now on the tour?
Haley, who else in here? Zandria. What up, Zandria? Haley's on tour.
The Real Romeo.
Back on tour.
Are you guys related since both your first names are Real?
Real Romeo Lowe.
That's funny.
Yo,
What?
he's running around here somewhere. We got Elizabeth from Akron. What up, though?
Hey. Elizabeth from Akron. Hey.
I miss Akron. I just missed Akron this year on the tour. I left the city like right before, dude.
I kind of wanted to be there this year after I heard what happened. Because everything turns around. When you're on tour, everything turns around. It's like life gets crazier on the Extreme Tour. We'll talk more about it in a bit. Real and hey, Princess Lowe's in the house. Princess Lowe.
Is that Mike Lowe? Oh, I know it's saying it in that voice right there. I know they're saying it. Come on.
All
hey,
right.
Lisa, my nephew. That's my auntie right there. What up, though? There's people up here. Let's get it.
All right. Okay, so yeah. If you guys are excited to get started, drop a flame emoji in the chat. Let's burn this place up.
Drop the flags.
And I just wanted to introduce you to Mike Lowe. Mike Lowe is a touring artist. He's a studio musician. He records a lot of hip hop. He's been, from what I understand, he's been around. He's been doing hip hop for so many different reasons, and he went through a transformation in his life. Naples, Florida, man, you warm. It's warm over there.
Hey, it sure is, yeah.
And, yeah, so I don't know. He's just an awesome friend. Like every time I'm talking to Mike, I feel more loved. I feel like I walk out of every experience with Mike Lowe more encouraged. And it was my goal that I can invite you guys into that with me. So yeah, we're going to be doing a series of lives like this that connects my followers with my friends, because I want to be friends with everybody. You know, I don't want there to be a distinction between followers and friends. And I can't hog all the love. Like Mike is such a teddy bear. You guys deserve some of them too.
That's what's up.
So
thanks, man.
Yeah, did I do justice for that intro? I don't know, like talk about my stuff if you can. What's up, Antonio?
Nah, man, that was good. That was nice. Appreciate the kind words. Yo, I feel the same way really about you though, man. Like every time we link up or we get together, it's like always good energy, good vibes. And I mean, I feel like we're intentional with that. You know, you got to be intentional with bringing that, what you bring to the table. You know. That's you. That's what you do, dude. No doubt about it.
So how did we meet? Do you remember? Do you have what's your earliest memory of me? Because I got some about you.
Okay. I guess we were in Davenport, Iowa, and I don't know. I guess we met, but then we had a good combo at 2 a.m. having some cold pizza or something, yo. And that's the specific where I really met you, shook up, had a conversation, got to like learn who you were more than just like, oh, what's up, David? I'm Mike. Cool, good to meet you. Kept it, keep it moving. But it was in Davenport, Iowa, like a year ago, a year and something.
Yeah.
That's what stands out to me specific.
I remember that conversation too because I needed that, dude. Like it was so weird because we're around the same age. You were with a girl named Anne, who's now your wife, right, Anna?
Yeah, Anna, yeah, that's my wife.
And I had a crush on a girl named Anna, and so I was like, dude, I need to know what to do. Like, I want to tour and this and that, and I've always been curious about the subject of like being in a relationship and touring at the same time, and I think that like God led me to you, just so I can sit at your feet and learn some things from you, and seems like it's been working out so far. So I appreciate you.
Thanks, bro. No
What first impressions at all? Dude, I was so enjoying your set. So we met on the Extreme tour, and it's hard not to like love your music because it was so engaging with everybody, and all of your lyrical, we'll get more into that later, but all of your lyrical content, it makes us feel good, and it's written from a place of, I don't know.
Feel good.
Yeah, like, cause I be in front row, and like hands going back and forth and stuff. It's like, oh my gosh, I just have so many memories in all the cities. And I saw over and over and over again the power of God work through your music with different types of people and from all different backgrounds. The one constant was Mike Lowe being faithful on the mic, continuing his passion, the passion God put inside of him, and really choosing to live that out. And it's the same, like the same thing happened and stuff, and it's really powerful.
Yeah, no doubt. It's a blessing to see it, man. Like in different cities, just to see like people move into your music, like, and God moving through that whole, situations in different cities. Like, it's inspiring to me, to keep it going. And that's dope. Thanks, man.
Yeah. So we met on the Extreme tour, and dude, my life's not going to be the same since I've been on Extreme tour.
No way.
And I
never will be the same.
I want to know more about what you think. Like, so can you explain to our viewers right now what the Extreme tour is? What up, Hector? Hector knows. He's feeling it.
Feel good. Yeah, man.
So
I guess
Extreme tour, for people here who do not know, I know there's some people here that do, but what about the people who don't know?
Man, there's really no way to explain the tour. You have to experience the tour kind of thing. But like, you think you're going out and changing lives, and there is an element to it, like where we are changing lives in a sense, but like it really has an effect on us as the artists as well. You know what I'm saying? Even like you said, you're never gonna go back the same. Like it kind of, I could totally relate to that. But yeah, man, the tour is deep, man. Like, so we go to different cities, obviously, and so one day is a search and rescue. And search and rescue is really where it goes down. We're like out in the community, hands on, like yeah, mission trip, literally. That's a good way to explain it. But yeah, so we're out there, man, hands on in the community. Like music is just like secondary. It's a way to engage the people. But like, man, we're like out there connecting, you know what I'm saying? Vibing and like letting them kind of lead the way. Really is what it comes down to. Then the show's the next day, so like if you were like vibing the night before, you're gonna come turn up. You family now if you've done been kicking it the day before. And yeah, you know what I'm saying, we call them VIPs really. And like that's where like I feel like those are the people that are like for real impacted, the ones that are first there, last to leave kind of thing, helping set the stage. Like they feel the presence, they transformed, and it's like, man, yeah, that's like the heart of the tour, man, is like what transforms people. It's dope. Dope to see, man. I'm gonna keep it going. I'm gonna keep it going.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Like there's so many things that, and they say if you can survive the Extreme tour, you'll survive any tour. And I think that's true. You know, for me, it's like living like a homeless person, and you know, money just showing up out of nowhere, supplies showing up out of nowhere, God
Yeah.
like causing something to happen to scare the heck out of me, and then like surprise, I'm God, and I was there the whole time, like every freaking minute of the day. Davenport was like
All the time.
pretty crazy city to pop like to start off in, because there was like, you know, there was like a bunch of spiritual warfare going on in that city, man. Like someone was like, oh, I've been doing like research on this certain type of architecture, and we saw it all down the road, and
Right.
then
That's
you know, someone
satanic
was like,
vibes.
I felt led to like talk to this woman on a street curb. We're just sitting there, and she looks at me and she's like, so you know, I was trafficked, right? You know, and she's like, no, tell me more about it. And you know, and so do you remember our
Yeah.
instructor telling us that, you know, she was led to like walk up to that house or whatever? It was nuts,
Hmm.
dude. I remember
Yeah.
like trying to update my Facebook prayer team, and I was like what, like I was like, what can I tell them right now, because this is crazy, this is nuts. And
Yes.
yeah.
I don't know what city you were on yet in Davenport. Was that your first city? Because that was my first city last year.
Yes.
That was your first city too?
Yeah.
Okay, because yeah, that was insane. That first walk around the block is kind of like cloudy out. And we're just thinking, man, what are we doing out here? Playing the guitar, man. Next thing you know, people come running out of their houses, and like it was insane. It was definitely some spiritual warfare there, something deeper than
Yeah.
what we was able to see. But they was like receiving it there at the end, like towards the end, they was jamming out with us, and then came to the event.
Yeah.
Everybody came to the event, both
Yeah.
events, because the next one was in Clinton, 30
Yeah.
minutes away. So
That was the
they,
last minute stop too. And we even didn't we have a police officer drive up in Clinton and ask what we were doing, and our instructor always handles these things. She just walks up and the spirit does its thing, right? And then the police end up going like, oh, we need you. Like we love that you're here right now. This is a good thing.
right,
Um,
right.
when I first showed up, Harry was like, we're not ready yet. So he shuts the door, and I'm like, fine, I'm going to go skate. So I found this curb, and I was trying to get this kick flip. I still have the footage, and I rolled my ankle, and I limped back in, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to be ready to perform tomorrow. And
Come
you
on.
know, Mel does her thing, and they're praying for me. And, of course, you saw what
Mhm.
happened. I was able to get up there, and Davenport is where SN. So
Yeah.
uh, tell us about Search and Rescue, the unreleased treasure.
Ah, coming
Like
soon. Coming soon. It's still going to come, man. I have
it's
faith. It's
great.
still going to come. It's going to drop. We got to work out some kinks. That's all. We're just working out some kinks.
You and
I don't
Nico,
know the whole story.
that was a good
Yeah.
song, dude.
Icon.
So
Icon
so tell,
Madonna.
so for all you that don't know about Search and Rescue, so like Search and Rescue, the song, like what happened was we were in this dance studio, and run by Juan V. He like does outreach with youth in the studio, and it was like the upper portion of like a community hub. It wasn't a church; it was a community hub. And we went upstairs. It was a recording studio, and all of the musicians like were so touched by the experience of going out and trusting the spirit to fall, and like you know, we changed people's lives. They showed up. They changed our lives, and we just were shook, right? And then we go into the studio, and all of the musicians, even if they weren't rap artists, laid down a verse on this song. The song's like 9 to 10 minutes long, and it's everyone's point of view of what they experienced on Search and Rescue. And
Mhm.
you know, the whole, you know, that song makes me think of Romans 8:38, which says, "We do not serve a." No, it says, "For we do not know what to pray for as we ought, but we have a Holy Spirit that cries out with um, groanless words," right? Like that calls out for us at all times. So there's a Holy Spirit praying for us at all times when we don't even know how to pray.
Right,
There's a
right,
Spirit
right.
saying, "Hey, like Mike needs you right now. Like David needs you right now." And so, um, you know, for the Spirit to not only lead us to there and meet those people and to meet their needs ahead of time and to tell us, hey, they need you, but to also like follow us and go before us into the studio, to follow us into the studio and help us to
Mhm.
articulate it with our spiritual gifts, you know. It's amazing. And I hope that people get to hear that song soon.
I know, right? It was so cool, man. Everybody had their own little, like, put their craft to the song. It was like cool to see. see it come to life from that experience that we just had the day before, you know. And I had just met all y'all. That's crazy, man. We need that. That's got to come out. That's got to come out. I gotta talk to somebody. But
Yeah. And
the
that's it.
amount of
Okay,
artists getting skateboarding.
so that's what made me think of the song, is because there was someone's phone was recording when one of the first women had come out that was crying and said, like, you know, I try to be a good person, you know, and it seems like the world was beating up on her.
Yeah.
So
We
there's,
used her voice in the beginning of the song. You know?
yeah, it was so spirit led, dude. Like, I'm so thankful that everything happened in that city, because, like, even if I didn't continue on the tour, that still would have been life changing for me. I'm gonna forever be impressed with, like, how this tour, and I tried to understand. I was scouted for the tour 3 years in advance before I actually went, and I just wanted to know more and more about it. And for some reason, God was shielding me. I could not figure out what this was about until I actually went. And oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So
So you were ready.
Yeah.
Right.
So walk us through, like, what happens in each city. Like how many days are you in each city, and, like, what is each day spent on doing?
Oh, so Monday is automatic travel day. So we always get Monday off, pretty much do whatever do whatever you really want. We just laundry, grocery shop. You know, some people go out and splurge, whatever. But man, one opportunity we had was able to go out and record. You know what I'm saying? We had a studio in Chicago, so we went over there and like we were able to record on our day off. You know, and we did kind of the same concept as last year, where a couple of the artists that had like pulled up early were able to record a song together. So that was cool. Monday, travel day, free day. Tuesday, we're out there search and rescue. That's where we're in the community, hands-on, praying with people, connecting with people, inviting them to the event tomorrow, which is Wednesday. Wednesday's event day. And yeah, events be popping, man. Events are long. It's a long day for event day. You know, with production meetings and stage setup, tear down,
Stage
and
setup.
people.
Stage setup. Now, what does it feel like because you have to help set up the stage, right? Like, we have to be there, we have to actually help. So what does it feel like? What does
Yeah.
that do to you when you spend an hour or 2 hours setting up a stage that you're going to be performing on? I mean, is it different than just showing up to an open mic and just hopping up on a stage that you didn't build?
I mean, I guess you cherish it more. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so too.
But it's part of it. Like I feel like it builds the teamwork and just character. You know, who's out there really putting in the work, or are you just there to just jump off stage, kind of thing? You know.
Yeah, you know what also makes me so I feel like that was a crucial moment for me, because I kind of got into it with another rapper and we were like button heads and things, but like because we worked it out and because we were kind of expected to be together even in times of like constructing the stage, like that bond that we that the Spirit of God cultivated with us was what that verse talks about in the Bible that says you'll know them by their fruits. Like they'll they'll see you, they'll recognize you by your love for one another. Like, we were so tight. We had already, like, we've been homeless together. We me and you did a magic trick. I don't know if you remember that, but like,
Oh yeah, dude.
but
That was in Akron, actually.
yeah. And so, and
So
like, but that you take that bond that you're every city you're sweating together, you're building that stage, and you take that out, and it's untouchable. You know, it's
yeah,
untouchable, and it's quite unique. It's quite unique.
for sure. And I feel like that's what I mean. That's what is like all part of it. That's part of the event, you know, and for the artist at least, like that's how we're connecting with one another, even tear down, you know what I'm saying? And people hang out after the show, that's for sure, to receive prayer, just to talk to us and some people really want to get help, you know. So it's like dope to see that, the impact we could have in a couple of days of being in the city. And Thursday, then back to it. Thursday, travel day. Friday or Thursday. So on Thursday we would travel and do search and rescue all in a one, which is like I feel like it's tougher because we've only been in the city for, you know what I mean, an hour or two before we're actually out there hands on with it. But but yeah, Thursday search and rescue, Friday event, Saturday search and rescue, Sunday event. Like it's 3 shows in a week, you know. It's like it's tough.
And
Be
that's
out here.
that's a musician's dream, right? Is to like travel and be on tour and stuff. And
3 shows a week, no sleep, team, no sleep.
but we had bands drop out, you know. And why do you think that is? That so like some bands, would you agree that some bands might have the wrong impression on what the tour might be? Like you know,
Mm-hmm.
I've
Yeah.
heard that, you know, some people, they show up, they assume it's going to be the next step up in their music career, and they actually find out it's a step down into the messy life of Jesus. And you know, no, I'm not throwing shade, or I'm not like, you know, condemning anybody for leaving, but like it's a real hard thing to go through.
Yeah.
And you know, for me, it's like, you know, if I could do the tour again, I would probably post less staged photos. I don't think I told you that, but like for me, 99% of the change happens in search and rescue, like you're saying. And I want my friends to know that this is an actual mission trip. Like there's some hardcore spiritual warfare that goes on, and we really, really dig deep in that soil. And God brings people to us because we are committed to the process. And I posted a ton of pictures of me. Like it's portrayed like it's flashy and everything, but people don't realize that this is not like, it's not like Unity Fest. It's not like Winter Jam. Like, I don't know if anyone knows what those are, but those are like big Christian festivals over here. I have one more question on the Extreme Tour. This year, when I broke the news to you that I was not going to be going on tour, you were nothing but encouraging, and you were kind of like convicting too at the same time. You were like, I don't know, bro. I think you're meant to do this. And I really wanted to take a break off for personal reasons, but you had shared something with me that stuck out. You had said something like, dude, even my wife like knows it's time. Like she's just stoked for me to go, and we've been really excited about this.
For sure.
How blessed have you, or like how helpful is your wife with the tour? Can you shed more light on that comment and just like how she can tell it's time for you to go on tour?
For sure, man. Because I mean, we had just moved to Florida from Chicago. We had only been married 6-7 months. Like, and for her to just be like, yes, you need to go do this for sure. Because she knows how I came back last year from the tour and the change that it had in and through me. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like that's why she was more like, get out there, go do your thing. Like. And yeah, I mean, she's super encouraging, man. I mean, that's everything you want in a wife, is to push you towards your dreams and goals. You know what I mean? So
yeah, amen.
Love that woman.
What I want.
Hey.
but I'm single for the Lord.
In due time.
That's really awesome, dude. Like really, like that's something that I at the time was like, man, I don't know if that exists. Like it's something that specifically for me, it's like, do I do the tour, or do I not do the tour and get married and things like this? And for God to plop you down in my life, and I'm just watching this, like, this godly woman come into your life, and like really, really, like, so I have this theory of married couples that I hang out with. Most of the married couples I hang out with are Christians, but like I have this theory. When I'm talking to you and when I'm hanging out with you, Mike, I'm not just hanging out with you. I feel like I'm reaping the benefits of your wife too. I feel like all the hard work and all the love that she puts into you daily is coming out. Your hospitality, your love, your tone, you know, it's body language, all of those things that you're that God is cultivating within your marriage. Like I'm so blessed. I get to benefit from that. And so I'm a huge fan of hers, and I'm so thankful that she stepped into your life, man.
Me too. You and me both, man. Yeah, she's a big part of the transformation, that's for sure. And yeah, she was on tour, you know what I mean? Without being there physically the whole time, she definitely was on tour and experienced a lot of what we go through.
And wait, she has a small business, doesn't she? Doesn't she do like nutrition type stuff, or?
No, she's in real estate.
Oh, real estate. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I was seeing like a blog or something that she was about to start. Real estate.
She is on that though. She's on her diet plan, trying to get fit, physical, body, mind, body, spirit. That's what we on
That's
this
cool.
journey.
I might
Just
follow
doing
that.
better.
I might follow that for sure. Maybe I'll be as beautiful as she is.
Maybe one day. Crazy.
So is that her? Gotta get him out there to share those spiritual gifts with the world. That's right. That's
Hey.
right.
Hey, boo.
Married life. All right, let's get into the married life, Mike Lowe. How did you meet
Married
your
life.
wife? How did you meet Anna?
We met on Tinder, yo. Swiping
What?
right and left, yeah.
Wait, you swiped first time on?
Swipe right.
Okay.
Swipe right. But yeah, it's crazy because like I guess neither of us were really looking for a relationship at that time. This
Okay.
was 6 years ago, man. So like at that time I wasn't saved yet all the way. Yeah, man, it was wild. It was wild, like how we met and how we came together because it was like a friends only kind of thing where she would come hang out. We watch Netflix and chill, like for real, just chill.
Netflix and chill, but for real, just chill.
For real, chill. And yeah, man, it's like hang out, watch movies, and then like see you later, have a good night. And it was like total friendship vibes, which I think is so important now looking back, but like in that moment, like I'm just building with her, not knowing that this is gonna be my wife one day. Yeah, kind of wild.
I've had a godly guy in my life say, like, whether or not you end up marrying, referring to my ex-girlfriend, like, treat her like she's God's daughter. Like, she's going to be someone's husband in the future. So make sure you approach it in that way, that even if you weren't the man for her, that you're going to help her be better off for the next man. So it's cool that you guys had a mutual friendship going. Would you agree that, like, keeping it friends kind of gets rid of, like, the, because you can tell about red flags more so if you're in the friend zone, right, for a little bit. You're not letting. I mean, it's hard not to get distracted if you guys are both attractive and all, right?
For
But
sure. Yeah, because then it become like an interview almost, like you're just in the interview process, kind of just seeing if this is gonna be someone good for you or not. Whereas I was just like treating her like a buddy or whatever, just getting to know her, not getting to know her for an intention for something else. You know what I mean? Like
no hidden agenda.
hidden agenda. There's the word. Come on. Yeah, there was no hidden agenda. I was just getting to know her for her, spending good time, quality time.
That's cool.
It was wild. Yeah.
Now you have a video, Real Love, right? Not Real Love. What is it? It's
Out of love.
Out of Love. I
Out of
know who Mike Lowe
love.
is, and I listen to his music. Trust me. That's your wife in the video, right?
That's my wifey in the video. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah. She was just my girlfriend at the time, though. But we went to South Carolina and shot that video, and we were kind of just like due for a vacation anyway, so we just did that along with the video all in one, and kind of relived our, like, what do you call it, the honeymoon phase, or how we first met, stages. Just reenacted it with the arcade and walking on the beach and stuff like that.
you were shooting hoops, and what was she doing?
Yeah, playing bozo buckets or something.
Was she talented at it or no? You could be honest.
No. I'm just.
But like no, but like I'm really into romantic comedies. Like I love Serendipity, Notebook, things like that. So every little detail in a romantic movie I love. And so that scene where it was like focused on the side of her face and it was, blurred you in the background, like when she kind of looked over at you, like was that accurate? Did
That was
happen?
accurate.
Cool.
It didn't literally happen like that, but something like that. Yeah, we just used the concept for how it was happening in, I don't know, in the spiritual realm, I guess you could say.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay, here's the question. I really want to know this. You and I have talked a lot about this. Because I'm single, right? I'm around your age and I'm trying to, but this ain't about me. This ain't about me. How do you prioritize your music goals while still fulfilling your duties as a husband?
Ooh.
Because I know you want to be
She
the best you can be for her, but your your
right.
drive for music is insane, dude.
You know what? She helps me with that. She's helpful in that area. Like she catch me lacking. She's, got the belt out, whipping me in shape. Like, yo, what you doing? When's the next song drop? Where you been? When's the video coming? So it's good. She's on top of me. She like biggest fan. For real.
That's cool. Well, so like, give me an example though, because like if you have like a song you're really excited to like spend a day filming a video, and like there's a conflict involved. Like here's I wanted to ask you more. I was really impressed with your devotion because you said like you try to turn your phone off when you're with her. You
Yeah,
try
yeah.
to set aside time with her, to be the best, glorifying to God husband you can be.
Have to do that.
So would you
I
say
put it. I
marriage
put
comes
it.
first and then music career comes second?
Oh, I don't know. I can't say there's a specific order. It's finding balance is the main thing. So because I do those things for her on a regular as a husband, when it is time to like lock in on the music or the writing, recording, like she's pretty understanding because I've usually set myself up for for that, for the okay,
Yeah.
whatever that looks like beforehand, if that's flowers or she's words of affirmation. So if I need to like love on her in that way, like then I do that leading up to the time, whereas
So
like
I'm not sure if
it's
everyone
time to
knows the
write.
reference there. Did you just quote from Five Love Languages?
Is it five? I don't know. I think it's seven.
Seven. Um, so she's words of affirmation. What are you? What are you, sir?
I'm physical touch for sure. Just hands through the hair while we just chilling, like thumbs up. I love
Okay. Okay.
that. What are
Uh,
you? Do you know
me,
yours? You sound like you know the book.
dude, me and my ex-girlfriend, we were going hardcore on books. We went through Sacred Search. We identified what was it? I didn't even realize that I was like I love giving words of affirmation. Um, it was crazy too because we would do things for each other and we would like recognize either a hit or miss. Like, okay, I didn't get a big reaction there, but I would talk to my guy friends about like, I think she's this, I think she's that, and
Yeah, yeah.
I think what is it? Words of affirmation, physical touch, gift giving or something, and then
Yeah.
yeah,
I know I don't know them all either. Low key.
I'm not gonna go and get the book, but it's over there.
I have the book somewhere close to. Dang, we should know this. But it's
Yeah.
only important that I know my wife's. That's all that matters. I mean, I'm in good hands.
So I love how patient she was with you, dude. Like you weren't all the way there yet.
Man, who you telling?
What stopped her from saying, you know what, I'm gonna go find another godly guy? Like
Right?
what stopped her from doing that?
Yeah, she could have
Right?
given she could have gave up on me for sure. There was many a times where even I could say that I pushed her away, like she's great, man, for not giving up on me and trusting that process. Like she saw my potential. And I feel like I haven't even reached my full potential yet. So it's like I'm still able to give her more eventually and give more of myself to music eventually. Like these are all things I'm still building the foundation now with her on my team. It's dope.
Now see, that's what I'm talking about. When I'm being blessed by something your wife has done. So she saw your potential, right? I'm we've been growing deeper, you and I, lately because of, just some insecurities I have. And like, I don't want to tour right now. I kind of want to focus on this and that. And you see the potential in me, and it was super emotional in Muskegon when we did a song together and I get off stage and you came and like tackled me and we both teared up, dude. You're like, you were meant for this, bro. I miss you. And not just that, but even on the phone, you're like, dude, I don't know. I think you're meant to do the music and just trying to be that word of wisdom and keeping it real from a outside perspective from me. So I don't know if that's something you got from her, but it sounds like she's that same way with you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, because we don't always see it. You know what I'm saying? I guess we really don't always see it in ourselves.
Blind spots.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's nice to hear it from Outside sources for sure. For sure. Maybe we're
So,
words of affirmation, David.
huh?
We're words of affirmation too, obviously, somewhere along the line.
Oh yeah, you got me crying, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so now we're gonna move into a segment, ladies and gentlemen and ladies. Oh, oh, jeez.
Uh-oh. And we're back.
I feel like I'm live on Miko right now. Okay, so, okay. We're gonna move into a segment, ladies and gentlemen and ladies, called Lyrical Context, where I'm going to play 3 random lyric clips that I've chosen. Not random. They're 3 that I really enjoy, but I want to know the meaning behind it. So I'm a songwriter, and there's a lot of thought that goes into a song. There's a lot of thought that goes into the sentences, the words. You know, you can start out with an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and you can have a beat playing on repeat, and then,
Yes.
you know, you're stuck on a word. Like, which word am I going to use? Like, you know, I don't know if you're like listing all the rhyming words or whatnot ahead of time, but the thing I'm most interested in is like, what idea sparked this lyric? Like, you know, because a song is like trying to get when I listen to your songs, I'm thinking that you're trying to, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're trying to invite someone into the change that you've experienced. You're trying to, at the same time, you're appealing to the people of your past that have tried to hold you down and have only known the old you, and you're leaving the door open for them. Yeah, I don't hear you ever like cutting them down. I just hear you like rolling with your confidence that God's got you moving forward regardless. But anyways, like I'm really interested in like where you were when you thought of this, what you were holding when you wrote it, where you wrote it, like details like that, dude. Are you ready for this?
I got you.
This has to be one of my all-time favorite Mike Lowe lyrics right here. You guys ready for this?
Let's get it.
Okay. So when I fell, I unplugged the speakers. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
There we go. All right. Okay, here we go.
Uh-oh.
Think twice, don't get caught in the cycle. 2 hands, one with a Bible, other one holding a rifle. Bang, bang.
That's it.
That's it. That's it?
That's it. Think twice, don't get caught in a cycle. 2 hands, one holding a Bible, another one with a rifle. What's the imagery there? Explain the imagery there.
Hey.
I mean, were you like sticking up a subway, or I'm just kidding, bro? Like, what?
Definitely
I like
not.
it because there's a drastic contrast there in the lyric. You know, a rifle and a Bible. So explain that to me. And where were you when you wrote it?
Right. And that's kind of the change that I was like referring to, the change of in myself, you know, like we all have the right to bear arms. That's a human right. So holding a rifle, just rifle happened to rhyme with Bible, but but yeah, man, like that's one of our rights as a human. And then with the
Sorry,
Bible, no, you're good, yo. And then the Bible being like where I'm focused now, where rifles was like a regular thing talking in the rap world, you know, hip hop culture, where this is like a whole new bringing meaning to it, you know, and yeah. So that's what I was referring to. And don't get caught in the cycle was the line prior to it, you know, where that's the cycle, guns, money, cars, women, drugs, like just a typical lifestyle, the cycle.
Yeah, the lifestyle that you. I watched your interview on YouTube, and you said something like, you know, I was trying to appeal to that culture, like, you know, whatever I had to be, to be that dude, that guy.
For sure.
Now those are the things that. Now you're taking that same attempt of appealing to the culture, right? You have that same drive, you have that same desire to appeal, but you're changing the direction, right? You're using it to point people in another direction, right?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, you
All
got that right on the nose.
Dude, I loved hearing that live too. Like, I just imagine like Nico, like he was a good hype man. He was a good hype man.
Yeah.
Like,
Bang.
bang.
With his ad libs on point, for sure.
All right, here's another one.
All right.
This one's from a song called More of You. That last one was from Reload, which is the title track of your last CD, current CD.
What is
right?
it?
Low Road?
Low Road.
No. Reload was that was a single. So I was thinking of the single. All right.
Okay.
All right. So More of You. Here's a lyric from this song right here.
Now I'm running from the old me, trying to keep my head up like a nosebleed. My heart beating, feel my soul scream. Stay away from what I don't need, but I need.
All right. So running from the old me stuck out to me because you've used that line on me in moments of discouragement. You said, I think the guy that you're running from, I think that's someone you're trying to run from. I think who you're going to be is this person. So just having that distinction from you speaking into my life was super powerful. So I wanted to ask you in return, what's the old you that you're talking about in that song?
Just referring to the old thoughts, the old habits, like I'm running from those activities, the past, like, and just trying to keep my head up and like head up like a nosebleed. Obviously, I'm focused on the Lord and what God has in store for me rather than any of those things that I thought could fulfill me temporarily,
I'm
focused on what He
a
has.
real transformation, dude. We're going to do a segment here where I'm going to be showing you guys some pictures that I've randomly taken from his Instagram. I'm gonna surprise him with them and ask what the backstory behind these are. And I'm scrolling and I'm literally seeing like I could draw a line in the order of your photos from where I think it changed. And it was like this. Not everyone gets that like change moment like instantly. But I think that's the proof of God. People want proof that God exists. I think proof of God is a changed life. And when I get to know you as this person, I get to know you as this like soft-spoken, kind-hearted, super talented, like thug turned like prince for the glory of God. And then I'm going on Facebook to look for these pictures, and I'm scrolling. I'm seeing the old me, or I'm seeing the old you, and I'm like, this is crazy. This is crazy. You were actually there. You were living it. You were living the rap culture lifestyle, dude. I saw you on stage in so many different ways. I saw like some of the provocative like album covers. You were, and I saw some of like the graffitied up walls of the lobbies you were in. Drinking photos, of course. I think a lot of people have those on Facebook. But just so much, dude, so much, and it's undeniable that you have experienced a life transformation process. Do you want to talk more about that, man? About how Jesus has changed your life and how that all started?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's hard to pinpoint a start time, I guess he had always been trying to yank at me and get a hold of my heart, dude. And there was just like this time where I finally gave in, I guess you could say. Cause there's like, I'm able to look back and see like times where, oh yeah, he had his hand in that. He was trying to get me there. He's trying to pull me there. Like even at times where it seemed like bad things were happening, it was like him trying to get my attention, And it was like I had to have a moment where I had somebody pray over me, and it was the first time I had somebody lay hands on me, pray over me, and it was like it finally all clicked. Where it was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna believe in him. I'm gonna start trying to live for him, you know what I mean? And just like to finally give in to that instead of living in question and all this,
Yeah.
And then you like when you give into that, you start to notice more, like your awareness increases, and it's like, okay, you see him in everything. You start to see him in everything eventually, But it's a everyday process. You know what I'm saying? We're constantly evolving. I don't think anybody's where they want to be, And if you are, then you ain't aiming high enough. You know what I mean? Like
aiming for the moon, now I'm headed with the stars is.
Hey.
Dude, so if for all those who are still here, if you guys are still with us, comment, let us know you're still with us, and if what Mike is saying is resonating with you, put a like a pray emoji, even though people think it's a thank you. Say something. We want to know if this is resonating with you guys.
What's up, y'all?
Resonating with me. I can never get enough of God's stories. Like I get warm and fuzzies when I hear God's stories. For real.
Warm and fuzzy.
Hector,
Yes, sir.
that music video you did in Elgin High School gym with Bo Deal, I was in that video.
Yes, sir. Hector was
Hector,
in there, yo, repping for sure.
Hector's there. Real Ann's still here. Hey, Princess Love. Xandria.
Hector, he been
That got
rocking with me, yo. Xandria, what up, Xandria? Aliens. Go.
Red Monkey. I forgot to wave to Red Monkey. Sorry about that, buddy. All right. So is this resonating with all of you guys? Like, how about this lyric?
Yeah.
Have them shook, let them know, cause I'm having bad. And to my dad, I ain't mad, no, I had you bad.
So you mentioned your dad there.
Yeah.
So what's that sounds like a personal lyric. Would you mind explaining like the heart behind that one?
Yeah, I was just talking. It's like I don't even know if my pop still listens to my music, but I know he used to. So it was like a song to let him know, like, you know, just because we ain't talking at the moment, you know, I still got your back. You know, just a little shout out, subtle. So it'd be cool if he did hear it and reached out and stuff like that. But I wrote that. I don't know, maybe a year and a half or something ago. So I mean, we've talked since, but either way, it was like at a time where we hadn't spoke. So.
That one means a lot to me, even more so that you've elaborated on it, because my favorite thing to do in songs is always like to drop a hint and to get someone's attention, like way back to when I like got my heart broken. Like, you're gonna wish you didn't do that, like in a song to a girl or whatever, but like memories about a girl. But I don't really have a relationship with my dad. He was a musician that had records and things, but he was busy doing his music thing, and I was growing up without him. So when I grew up and achieved all of these musical accomplishments, when I met him, he had said to me, like, you know, you're a better musician than I'll ever be. I had already gone through forgiveness. I had already like realized that, you know, he did the best he could and things like that. So what I always wanted to say to him, I didn't say in that moment. I was finally just like, I don't want to hear that. Like, but I don't have a relationship with him, and it's really hard to build. We can go on all night about like the absence of fathers, you know, and how that's
For sure.
that's the cause of 99% of males' issues. I feel like in my life, it definitely affected how I viewed a heavenly father. When someone is, oh, like, have you trusted in your heavenly father? It's like, well, this is my father.
Sure.
Is he like a dad that's like far away? Does he want anything to do with me? Is he going to punish me? This and that. It's so hard to when that's why it's such a necessity in this world. Like, we need men to stand up and to model that attribute of Father God, to be the ministry of presence, as Mel would say on the tour, really just being a dad and things like that. So that really, I try to ask myself, would I say something like that in my songs? I don't think I'm in a place where I would reach out to him just yet, but I do think about that as the years go by. It's like, I don't want to hear someday like my dad passed away, and to me to question, did I use the time well enough? You know, the Bible says, honor your mother and father. Well, I've had a pastor say that to me, and I just respond like, how do I honor my mom and my dad without, you know, because I know the Bible calls us to forgive right away, but trust needs to be earned. You know, trust, I think I think God understands that trust needs to be earned. Hector says, I don't have my dad in my life, and I'm a single father myself. I got full custody of my son. See, the struggle is real, and he's doing the best he can with what he has.
Right, that's all you can do, for sure.
And I bet Hector would agree when I say he's trying to not do what his dad did.
For sure.
You know, he wants to be there for his son. And yeah, deep stuff, man. Thanks. So I got one more lyric I want to ask you about.
Hit us with it.
I'm gonna pump this one though. Can he?
Right. Yeah, my girl just got married, about to head to the bedroom. Let's go.
I'm just kidding.
Nah. Yeah, we've talked about that.
All right. So we're gonna move into the random photo segment. I'm stoked about this. So, ladies and gentlemen and ladies, I went to Mike's Instagram and I found these photos, and I'm going to have him explain to you the backstory behind them. All right, you ready for the first one, sir?
Let's get it.
What is happening here? You look like you're about to fall over.
Hey,
Where are you? What's happening? What are you saying?
we're in Akron, Ohio. This was last year. I can remember that specific. You see how Nico's looking at me though, like, ooh. Yeah.
Well, I mean, what were you saying? What were you guys saying? What? Do you remember?
I don't know. I think it was Low Road, the song.
Was
Just
it
by
like? Was
how
it
my
like
leg
one,
was
two,
up.
three? On God, was that it or no?
Oh, you think so? Yeah, because everybody's
Just look at
saying
her.
it.
Look at her in the audience. She's like, "Oh God."
Oh God, on three. Oh God, on three.
All right,
Yes,
picture number
sir.
2.
That's hilarious.
Tell us about this.
Oh,
Tell us about this little Romeo here and his shirt. How did you know this kid? What was going on there?
man. Me and him just had connected in Muskegon. I want to say Davion. And that's my little cousin's name. So like right off the bat, he had gave me vibes of like one of my little cousins. And we was out there throwing a football around, playing tag. Yeah, he's a little athlete though, man. This guy could run. He had me sweating before the show even started. But yeah, man, he was something special. He was a cool dude.
And did you ever find out? Is that one of his family members on his shirt, or like what is that shirt?
That I don't know. That I'm not. Yeah, I'm not really familiar with that. I
All
don't
right.
think it's his family member.
All right, you got some explaining to do, sir.
Hey, the myth, the legend.
What?
Himself.
Tell me about that day. What the heck happened? How does this just happen?
Man, that was at our church back in Chicago, actually.
And who is this for people who
Where's
don't?
that? Willow Creek. That was that's the Cray.
Okay.
The Cray. Legendary. Yeah, that was a big moment for me because I had really just started dibbling into like the Christian hip hop world and stuff, and somebody had said, "Hey, you should listen to some Lecrae."
I think I heard that too at one
Yeah,
point.
right. So that's what I did. I started rocking with him, and I was like, "Yo, this is cool." And then like, not even a month or two later, like I was meeting him at our church, and that was like due to my pastor, Steve Carter. Man, he like hooked it up, like brought me backstage because he know I've been going to the church faithfully, and like he knows I'm a music guy, and yeah, so he made that happen. That day brought me to the back. Man, McCray took the selfie with his long arms. He's like 6'4", 6'5". We couldn't get nobody to take the picture. He's like, I got it, man. Pulls his arm out. But yeah, that was cool. That was a cool situation, man.
Awesome,
And
man.
like it encouraged me to start actually putting music out. I hadn't even released anything yet at that moment, at that time.
Life change. All right. What about this
Yes,
one?
sir.
What is happening here?
Home ownership. Welcome to home ownership. Yeah, we had some issues going on underneath the sink when we first got in here. Yep, plumber low at work right there. What had happened was what had happened, man, I disconnected something without turning the water off. So, man, it went everywhere. I'm telling you, everywhere, dude, all over. And I just started throwing towels in there. So that's what's in the background all over there was like just towels, just trying to soak it up. Trying. Whew, crazy. That was a
Trying to
scary
be the
moment.
best husband you can be, huh?
I called her on the phone immediately, like, "Oh my God, babe, you'll never believe there's water running everywhere. What should I do? What should I do?" She's like trying to explain how to shut the water off outside. And it's like, oh, that was a disaster. I was like, this is definitely called for a selfie.
Can we expect
Crazy.
something out of that?
I don't know. Maybe it'd be outcome with that, but not how it went down.
Okay.
Crazy. Oh, okay. That's deep. That's deep for me. That came off of a message I had heard at our church talking about like $100 bill, like you're the same as $100 bill, like you haven't lost your worth in God's eyes. And I know you've been crumbled up, you've been beaten, you've been stepped on, but you can still unfold all that and still be worth $100. You know what I'm saying? And like
Wow.
that resonated so deeply with me that I was like, let me go ahead and crumble up $100 bill and take this picture, because yeah. I feel like other people needed to hear that.
I needed to hear that. You know, I
Shook me.
purposely didn't read the description on the photo because I wanted to hear it from you first.
Oh, hey, yeah, go read that description. It was deeper than what I explained, but otherwise, yeah, that's like the brief summary. But
Okay.
yeah, it's so deep, so true. Like I never looked at it like that until I heard that message. It's like, whoa, we've been used and abused up, and bam, we're still worthy. We still hold value.
Awesome.
And that's like the whole mission.
Okay.
That's the whole mission, man. Yeah. What? Where you come across that? I don't even know where to get that anymore. Man, that's my autograph on it. Etch a sketch.
Why did you sign an Etch-a-Sketch? Why?
I don't know. I think I was at somebody's house and they asked for my autograph. This was way back when. They didn't have no paper or anything, so it was like.
What do you mean? Were you a child? How old were you?
No, I was grown already. I had to be in my 20s at least.
Is your autograph?
That's my autograph,
Oh,
though.
man, I'm selling this.
Yeah, right. If they still got the original on that Etch-a-Sketch now that'd be worth something.
All right. Okay.
What else you got? Hey,
What's the story
okay.
behind this? Where were you? What's the, who thought of the idea? What's going on here? This is your lovely wife, by the way, right?
That's me and wifey on Halloween.
All right.
We was Lola and Bugs Bunny. Ew. But yeah, this was at our crib. We threw a Halloween party at our house, and we had a few friends come by or whatever, and had the selfie cam set up, and that's what we got out of it. I still have that jersey. I'll put that on right now. Crazy. Yeah, that's me and wifey on Halloween though. Yeah.
That's awesome. I thought that was a really cool gift.
That's all right.
On the flip side, you got some explaining to do. Who's this? How do you know this guy?
Hey. I had been watching him for years prior to that moment, but that's Joel Osteen, and he baptized me in Houston, Texas on July 8th, 2017. Yes, sir. 2017. 4 years. 4 years ago. Man, yeah. Shout out to Joel Osteen for real though. No doubt, man. He had a lot of influence on me. Okay, me and Pup. That's Real Romeo Low. At Real Romeo Low. Right now, shout him out. But yeah, we're just in the yard there, man.
Where was this? Where? What city?
This was in my hometown, Elgin, right there. Elgin, Illinois.
What were you guys doing? What was it, a holiday? Why were you?
No holiday. We were just playing in the leaves because it was like they were all over the yard. So it was like, let's take advantage of this, man. Right before we rake them. I think my wife did at the time. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yes, sir. Playing in the leaves. Trying to be a kid again.
Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Are you guys enjoying this? If you guys are enjoying this, throw a thumbs up in the chat.
Thumbs up.
What is happening here? Why?
Man, I was a Ninja Turtle. I looked like I was the purple turtle right there. And I'm wearing the shirt and everything. I had the shell turtle shirt going.
What? Where were you? Was this another Halloween party? Should I join you on Halloween?
Halloween party, yo. Back in I don't know, Illinois State. It looks like I'm on a party bus in the background, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really even tell. But yeah, man, that was definitely college days. I was at some party when I was repping Donatello.
You know, it's crazy because I used to, as a child, I used to go and like peek into the sewers because I
To
wanted to
see
be
if
a
they
Ninja
were.
Turtle when I grew up. Yeah, like that was the coolest movie back
No.
then. Dude. I literally, they're like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" Ninja Turtle, and I would prove it when we go out for pizza. I would
Okay,
order
what'd
the
you get?
dumbest stuff. Be like, "Can you put ice cream on there? Could you put anchovies on there?" You got
No.
like try to make this dumbest pizzas, right?
Uh,
I got one more photo, and I
no
saved
good.
this one for last because this is something that I would totally post. I have posted things like this before, not exactly, but I want to know the feeling that you felt just before taking this photo.
Mm. That's the title list for the first album I put out, Long Road. So like there was like I don't know anxiety or fear, excitement, all of that coming out when I'm about to post something like this because like this is still like beginning phases, beginning phases of like putting the new the new low out there, the new style of music out there and stuff.
Is
But
that why
yeah,
you have the cross there too? Is because it was like undeniable, like the change that you felt, and you were just like so stoked to do it.
yep, exactly.
I love getting together a list of songs and like, all right, this is going to be the product. I'm going to package it and put it out and everything. And so when I saw this, I'm like, man, I got to look through my stuff. I think I did that with a couple albums, but this
Even
was
the
it, right?
T,
This was the new journey, right?
for sure. Even the T and just like I did something extra there. I don't even know why I was on that. But yeah. Nobody would really know. But I remember that day writing those out and specifically putting that in there. All the extra.
Did this end up being the actual track listing?
Yep. Not that picture, but yeah, that was it.
The order? Yeah, mine changed a
Yeah.
lot, but
I think, yeah.
you
Yeah, I
still have
think
this necklace? Oh, hey,
on.
nice.
On right now. It was
Okay,
it was a gift from my wife after I got baptized.
that's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Um, yeah, I wanted to end with that one because we're onto your music now. Like, can you tell us about your music? Tell us about any plans you have. Like, what is your favorite song that you've released so far?
Ooh, what? You can't ask me that.
What are your three favorite songs you've released so far? Because now, not that you have to hate your other ones, but
Yeah, no, I get you. It's tough because I like songs and then I like performing songs. So
mm,
there's like different vibes. It depends on where I'm at, who's around. I guess you could never go wrong with like the Out of Love. Um, Out of Love is a safe song to play anywhere. Ah, I love Relocate, but it's like sometimes you can't play that around some people. It seems like you know what
what
I
do you
mean. Like,
mean? What do you mean?
because it's like rides that line of like explicit but not explicit. Like
Oh,
even
like when Andy Mineo says, "Me and my wife are just practicing," that kind of.
exactly. So
I
I don't
like
know.
it. It's
I
short
love
though.
that stuff. Yeah,
It's
yeah, it
short
is
though. Is there
short.
a reason why it's a minute and 46 seconds long?
We got the remix coming soon.
Okay, all right.
It's a little longer.
Now, is there a secular song that you've released that you still think you can use for your message, or is that all out? Like
Yeah, there's
I mean the way the lyrics are. Did
right.
you
There's a
write
lot of
something that was
songs.
visually encouraging, or
There's a lot of songs that I had recorded that are not out that I'm subtly changing to fit. And it's basically just dropping out a couple cuss words. Like I was like in a transformation phase that without even knowing, like before I had really given it all to God, like there was like some work going on the inside where I didn't write that stuff because I wasn't living that stuff. So there's songs that are close, you know what I mean? But it's like still had dibbles and dabbles of like old low in there. So I like just it's just combining now. It's not taking stuff out. It's like mixing the street, the Bible and the rifles. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of like that whole
Um,
that idea, that concept.
so was there a lot of like radical amputation involved? I want to try to like demolish this argument that like, I'm a Christian, so like there's a lot of people that probably don't want to sign up for the Christian life because they just can't see why someone would drastically like make the decisions they're making. But what works for you if you're in love with Jesus and you want to take that seriously. So, like,
Right.
what worked for you? Did you have to throw away old CDs? Did you have to I mean, was it hard, or were you just like immediately like, oh my gosh, what have I been doing? Or like, man, like that just doesn't appeal to me anymore. Like, what was that like?
Man, it's definitely hard. It's still to this day, you know what I mean? Like I can't say it's easy. I mean, I had to eliminate a lot of things, like the the regular drinking, yeah, television watching, stuff that I was listening to for sure. The stuff mainly when I changed the stuff that I was writing about, I started to see the change in my own life the most. And I don't know what that had to do with anything, but in the power of the writing, when you're writing it out like legit, like that's when things started shifting for me for sure.
That's
But
interesting.
yeah, it's all a process, you know what I'm saying? I would just say start where you're at and just like slowly eliminate. It wasn't like I dropped everything the next day. It was like, oh yeah, I'm a changed man. No, it was like there was backsliding, there was going forward, and then like there was learning from other people's mistakes as you get in community and yeah, man, you're able to just like drop the chains and get out of bondage and step into whatever God has for you, whatever He has planned, whatever
How
that looks like.
helpful how helpful is it to surround yourself with friends that aren't dream killers?
Oh, so important. Which I mean, not and dream killers definitely
Dream
don't want to
killers, not
surround
not
yourself around, but you still want somebody who's gonna like hold you accountable and call you
yeah,
out, and
yeah.
for
But
sure.
like
Like,
but like you obviously like were like these are the kind of people I want to hang around now, like people that like um a lot of people like even me, like I think we both had a similar experience going to the church for the first time, like very uncomfortable in the church environment. The small group is what pulled me in, dude,
yeah, yep.
back in 2008, because they were doing things that I didn't think it was okay for Christians to do, like popping wheelies on crotch rockets and like laughing. Like they let me and my friend Steve show up to the Halloween party dressed up like wedding crashers, like sharing all of the lines of the movie, and no one was judging us. And
Yeah,
I look back on that and like, man, they just really they cared about my soul enough to not be quick with their words or be quick to judge.
right.
And
And asking the right questions, I feel like is another big thing that you because you're able to learn about yourself and yeah, it's just a way to have good conversations. Like when they're asking the right questions and you're able to, yeah, I don't know, man. I think, yeah, community is so important. And you learn that on tour, like how important it is to be surrounded with like-minded people.
I that's why I say my life's not it's not going to be the same because I'm to the point where I'm sick of trying to explain my dream to people and I'm just ready to do it because I get
Mm,
so exhausted trying to not that I need everyone's help, but because I want people to be excited with me and like
right, right.
for this and things. But it's so difficult because you can't just recreate something like Extreme Tour. I can't just recreate something. I mean, when Extreme Tour was in Muskegon, it was easy to recreate, but it's really hard. And I guess I just need more humility to just accept that it could be possible. But it's really really hard unless everyone's on the same unless everyone loves Jesus the same, and it's crazy. It's crazy. It's like when I got off the tour, it was so weird to walk into the church setting because I felt closer to you guys just from
Mm-hmm.
being on the road for a month. than
Right.
anyone in my church. And I had been going to that church for 4 years. And I even told this to my pastor, and we sat down, and I realized in that moment, it's because of the bond of the people,
Right.
and it's like, man,
Because you're spending every day, every minute with,
yeah.
with these people on the tour.
And he had told
So,
me, we need your passion. Like I think that if I were to, and I try to engage, I try to reach out and try to get to know people at church. And it's my
right, right.
pet peeve. It's my pet peeve. You walk in, and before COVID, you walk in, and there's always a seat in between people. You're never
Hmm.
gonna see one time I went into a waiting room and I sat next to the only person there just to have some kind of social media rant and see how that went. But
Yeah, yeah.
man, it's like,
But that's what I mean. It's really a bond like no other when you're spending every day with somebody. You're seeing the good, the bad, the ugly. And there ain't no way around it. Because, yeah, you can't go hide out. You have to be there for the meetings. You have to be there for the setup, the tear down, and search and rescue. There's no, what I mean? You get that Monday, and so you could be mad for one day, but then it's like you have to straighten their act up, and there's
mhm,
mandatory things that you have to kind of shape up for. And I think that's so important.
absolutely, absolutely. So, what
Hmm.
can we expect from you in the next month or so, next couple of months? Do you have any new songs coming out that you can talk about, or do you have Oh, look at you're excited, bro. You're excited.
Yeah, man, I am
What up,
geeked up
Troy?
to start
What
putting
up, Leah?
music out again.
We're gonna do a Q&A
Hey,
in just a bit, but I'm gonna ask him some questions about where you guys can find him and things. So any new songs or any projects or videos or what do you have coming out? Anything soon?
yeah, I believe the video's in the works, but
Okay.
I can't say anything on that one. But yeah, definitely some music. New music's on the way for sure. Like I got 6 or 7 songs that I'm solid on, ready to put out, but still feeling it out. But yeah, they're set to go on that Spotify thing. You know what I mean? We just gotta. It's a little process to it,
You're not allowed to share the name or the anything.
but Xandria, what's up? I don't know.
Um,
Yeah, but we got some in the works, man. We actually shot the video on tour. It's spicy. It's gonna be dope. I can't wait.
that's cool. That's cool. Um, where what do I was just talking to someone about this through text. Like someone sees one thing about you and they define you by it, unfortunately. And in my
Right.
life, an example of that would be, um, I'm just about done holding an acoustic guitar because every time someone sees me, they're not going to buy my merch. They have no idea my stuff sounds like Justin Timberlake because I'm holding a guitar and I look like Ed Sheeran early days. And it's like
uh,
trying to portray who I actually am through so many different um, facets, like so many different windows, and people are coming in and it's really hard. And so another goal I had here is just to um, who are you? Who are you? Like what do you want people to know about you, and what can they expect from you? What are they going to see consistently? Are you a hip hop artist? Do you call yourself a Christian artist? Are you a rapper who is Christian? Um,
all that.
are you
I think
Florida or are you Illinois?
reside in Florida, repping Elgin, Illinois.
I'm a man, but to them, I'm still a boy, right? Like, yeah.
Okay, okay. I see you, low road repping. Man, good stuff, dude. Man, now, yeah, you could always be looking for music from me for sure, but I feel like after touring, music is so secondary to the influence and the impact that I'm trying to bring to the table, really. That's why I leave the old stuff up, music videos, old pics, to kind of show I was there. I once was there too.
And it's
If
not
that's the
like you're
case.
bragging. It's not like you're bragging either, because when I first heard you were going on tour, I was adding stuff to Reverb Nation, and I looked you up, and I saw some video that was not any of your new stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
when we first spoke, when we first spoke, I said, "Oh, I saw that video of you coming out of that car and the girls," and you're like, "Oh, you saw that, man!" You're kind of
Yeah.
like you weren't ashamed. It was just like you were like, I wish you would have seen something else, you know. It's undoubtedly
Yeah.
that you've got a lot of faith in your new product, and you've got so much confidence in what God's doing in your life now. And I like that you leave the old you up, because you're not bragging about it. You know how people can like share about their struggles and be like, well, I struggled with this, I did this. Like, you're not that
Yeah,
guy. I don't
no,
see you boasting about it. I don't see you talking about your struggles in that way. And I
no
appreciate that
way.
about you.
For sure. Yeah,
What's your
I need that to be like relevant. That needs to be like part of the testimony, part of the story. You know what I mean? For that's like the encouragement I want to have is on that lost young boy. You know what I'm saying? Like I was there once too. So yeah, man, the young
so
adult community.
what's your biggest social media? Where is everything going to be popping off first?
Apple, Spotify. But I obviously on Instagram be posting about new music coming and keeping everybody engaged. Um, but I feel like honestly, Facebook is probably my biggest like platform because
Mm-hmm.
I was already like doing music and putting it out on Facebook before Instagram was even a thing yet.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like the only place to go to get Mike Low
Shut
stuff.
up. Sorry. I live on a really busy road, and they obviously don't know I'm interviewing Mike Lowe.
Hey.
Feel good. I can't use that as a cuss word. I can't. No, dude. Like, okay, so I'm gonna go through some of these comments that I missed, just so people know that I'm reading them. I did see them, but you were in the flow. So we had
Oh, the aliens.
Andrea was talking about the search and rescue song,
Mhm.
agreeing with a lot of the stuff we were saying. Haley was feeling it. Late night culture for real. Support is the best. Anna's the real MVP.
No light.
Bring her with you when you come back.
Hey, trying to. That's the goal. Fingers crossed. I think it's gonna happen.
Real Anlo says, got to get him out there to share the spiritual gifts with the world. And that's what he's encouraging me to do too. You know, it's so great. We had the ladies got it figured out. What did she say? She said, ready for that collab to drop. When's it coming, David? Okay. Well, I mean, if she's gonna okay. So I got a song with Mike Lowe that we're doing. It's called Feelings, and I performed it last night at the bar. To be honest, I was playing at a bar in Fruitport,
Hey,
and I was doing acoustic the whole night. And I'm like, I just got to do something. So I like got up off my chair, set my guitar down, and I pushed play, and I learned your verse. And
let's go.
I'm not graduating. I'm just coming out of like the tail end of a situation where I was really, really peed off at God, really angry about things that he allowed to happen. I wanted a certain outcome in my life, and it didn't happen. And because I believe in God 100%, I believe 100% that he could have changed it, and he's the one who allowed it to happen. So it was a real knucklehead moment in my life where I was like, I know you want me to pray for this person right now. I know you want to pray for that person, but I'm just not going to do it. I was really prodigal sonning it, and really just trying to be alone. And I was alone in my apartment for a week. I wasn't working. I was waiting for my brake pads to show up, and so I can replace my brakes, my rotors, and all that stuff. And someone called the cops on me. One of my friends called the cops to do a wellness check because I wasn't responding to them. But I just felt like I'm sick of being someone else's project right now. I'm sick of like right now. I need to be alone. And you know, with my history with the mental health, like I'm surprised that I've never really gone through this particular thing before, where I realized I have permission to be peed off at God. I have permission to be angry at him. It says be angry and do not sin in the Bible. But he's big enough to handle that emotion. And once I realized God's big enough to handle that, it's not like I can't just come to him with my anger. Now I can come to him with this and this struggle and this struggle and this struggle, because like the worst of it, I've already given it to him, and he proved he was. And what I mean is, I just had this beat, and I started writing about like, you know what, I just want to be alone right now. And I penned that out, and it said, all up in my feelings. Like, I'm in my feelings right now, and I don't care if it's okay with you. God's not going to judge me, and I wouldn't do the same to you.
Right.
and I wanted to call the song Feelings, but then when I wrote the chorus, I'm like, oh, there's a G in there. That sucks. But so it's Feelings. But so yeah, so I'm actually I'm going into Third Coast Recording here in Grand Haven, Michigan, to drop the vocals for that on the 24th. I have a call scheduled for the 20th with the producer, and I'm recording with the guy whose name is Bill Chrysler. He's the guy that runs the sound on the tours for John Mayer. He goes on tour with John Mayer. He sets up all the microphones, the rugs, and everything, runs his sound. He also did the tour for the Justified tour with Christina Aguilera and Justin Timberlake. So he's got some credentials, and I'm really stoked about it.
Let's go.
And
I'm geeked up about that too, man.
I'm learning new things because I hate paying to get things done. But I really want to produce a good, high quality product, and I think it's gonna go well, and I'm stoked about it. So I have I've got 6 or 7 songs I'm ready to just lay down. The music's done, everything's written. I just want to get high quality versions of it. Now I know how much it's gonna be per song, so I'm gonna try to get this album done before Extreme Tour next year, and have something to go with. And I want to reach out to some of our friends. We've met dance instructors. We've met people that have worked with Taylor Swift and talk about like what to do on stage to engage with audiences and stuff. Like I want to reach out to them and really do it right with these songs. And so I appreciate you letting me share about that. I'm stoked because I sent it to you, and you sent a verse back, and it was super special because that was actually something I was struggling with in the moment. Was well, I can't say too much, but
you just gonna rap the verse? Go ahead.
I'm not gonna rap it. No. But
yeah, man.
So cool. Andrea says, I was actually wondering a while ago what the exact lyric is. Is it other one holding a Bible, or other while holding a rifle? I listened to it so many times I couldn't figure it out. Xandria, I'm so much like that. I hate that. I can't, like, sometimes all my friends know what they're saying and I don't. But which one was it?
Wait, what? Hold on. I gotta hear it again. Hold on. How's it go? Other one holding it.
Is it other one holding the Bible? So it's like, don't get caught in a cycle. 2 hands.
2 hands. One with a Bible, other one holding a rifle. Bang. Other one holding the rifle, like the other hand.
Oh, so yeah, so it was I see. Okay. But
like one hand holding
trying
the
to
Bible,
get it exactly on because she's got bars too. Like
yeah, she's trying to spit it right on. I get it.
She's trying to do a micro cover and get like a million.
Let's go.
The music video you did in Elgin High School gym, I was with Bo Deal. I was in that. So Hector. I don't have. We talked about that. Hector, we'd like to pray for you if you're still here before we go. That'd be awesome. Or really anyone who needs prayer. Out of context, that would be hilarious. Quote, as a child, I used to peek into the sewers. And then she put a tear face. What do you mean?
Oh, because you're talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle kind of thing?
No, but like, why is that sad? Or no, it's like a happy tear thing. Okay. No, I thought she touched. I used to pee into the sewers at first, and I was like, oh.
I get it.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Oh, okay. Look at that, Xandria. Okay, you read that. Xandria says that's such a cool raw testimony. Totally surrendering your story for God's glory. There's a rhyme right there. There's a bar.
Testimony, totally.
Troy says, I got the Search and Rescue track about a week ago. No vocals from 1V.
Oh, okay. Wait, no vocals from 1V?
Oh.
Or no vocals from me? Or no vocals, period?
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be weird if it wasn't no vocals from him because he's the guy who made the music.
Oh, I think it's no vocals, period. I think it's just
just the track. I wonder if Troy's going to help with any mixing. Yo, I meant Bible on the second one. Oh, I see. Yay, thank you. I was typing it on my story one day trying to hype the song on Firefly. Oh, you already answered it. Oh, there she is. She's answering now. It's here. It was a mistype. Oh, I'm like down to the current now. It meant to be. Okay.
Hey.
All right, so it's been an amazing hour and a half, bro. And I'd like to open up for question and answer. Q&A, some people call it. Grammar.
Q&A.
Q&A. Does anybody have any questions for Mike? Things that you are curious to learn about him, or you know, anyone out there that wants to be a touring artist, or like to get their words from just being on paper to like on YouTube with the single art and all over the world and things like that.
Hey.
Joshua Taylor joined. Hey, Josh. We just finished up a live interview with Mike Lowe here. He's a rapper. He writes faith-based songs about his relationship with God and things he struggles with, and always provides a way out in the song. Yo, Mike, who are you? Who are you?
I'm a child of the Most High. I know what she's talking about.
Hey, see, that's first and foremost.
Yes, indeed. Least favorite quote challenge.
Wow.
Yo.
You guys play golf without me?
Sitting on daddy's lap, asking him for a Christmas gift. That was funny. Yo, there was a few of them, honestly. Probably put my finger in the nose, too. It was pretty strange, yo, in front of everybody. Oh, I hated that. You got it on camera.
I want to see that. I got to see that. Oh, so, you know, we were talking about small groups, right? That was my first small group experience with the church was Quelf. And so that's what I mean by, like, it blew my expectations. I didn't think it could be that fun. You know, I really didn't.
Quelf is different, man, different. That was my first time playing it was this year.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I never even heard of the game before. And I'm like watching it at first, kind of skeptical. And I just see, man, this is like a game to really connect people, get you out of your comfort zone.
Exactly.
Like I see the benefits of it, but I didn't like it. I don't like to get out of my comfort zone. But no, it was cool, man. Fun game. You know, playing it at 2, 3 in the morning, half sleep. Still tired from the event.
At least David didn't have the footage, or it would have ended up on the live. I love posting. I got some videos. I'm gonna have to share with you guys some Quelf videos from 2009 of me wearing a belt on my head, going waka waka waka.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Well,
yeah.
if nobody else has questions, then we're just going to wrap up.
Hit us with the questions. Who are you? Yeah, man. It was dope, man. Thanks, David. Appreciate you having me, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Been a
Sucks
great friend, yo. I know we got this song coming. We're gonna tour again next year.
Absolutely.
Hey.
Oh, what's your dream collab, bruh?
Dream collab.
Like, you talking like sandwiches and condiments, or like songs and rappers? Like, because I think like honey peanut butter with strawberry jelly is a collab that I like to eat.
You wild, yo. Dream collab. That's a good one. I don't know, man. I feel like it'd be something with Usher. But then it's like, he's kind of old. I like Chris Brown or something like. It'd be something like that though. Something like unusual kind of. Yeah.
Low
vibey.
Low just joined. That girl whose first name is Low.
Oh, Low! If you didn't know. Okay.
Oh, where's my Portuguese when I need it?
I know I needed it too at one moment, man. I spoke to a guy.
Lowe's been teaching me Portuguese. She's my friend from Miko.
Right. I've heard. So you had told me the night before we were in like Toledo, Ohio or something.
Yeah.
And you told me a word in Portuguese that said like hello or something.
Oh, I don't know.
How are you?
Obrigado is thank you.
Wait, what? How's it go?
Obrigado.
Obrigado.
Obrigado. Or like
either way, man. I had met somebody speaks Portuguese as their main language, like the next city,
Really?
and I remember you speaking it, or at least using that one word, and I was like trying to remember, like, what is this? I could finally connect with somebody, and I blew it, blew it.
All right. Well, I am going to. We need to ask
Hey,
Bella. She knows Portuguese. Really?
miss you too, Troy. Hey, one love, Hector. Man, thanks for joining, bro.
Isabella knows
It's been a minute.
Portuguese. That's interesting.
Isabella does?
Yeah. No,
I
I
know
started
that.
learning Portuguese, Andrea. But it was awesome going live with you, and yeah, I'm gonna try to save this, and
It's
I hope
been dope.
I don't want to delete it, but it's been great.
If
Can
you
we?
delete it, we'll just go again next week.
Yeah. On three, you gotta do all of your taglines for us before we let you go. I gotta hear. Give me your best feel good.
Give me an on God on three. Give
Oh
me
wait,
an on
wait,
God
wait,
on
wait,
three.
Sandra. Meu nome é David. Prazer em conhecê-la.
Oh,
Prazer em conhecê-la. That's like, my name's David. It's a pleasure to meet you. I learned how to say I eat milk and I drink milk. And I don't know. Give us your
that's it.
best feel good.
Feel good.
Ow! All right.
You
Give
crazy.
us your best on
Give me
God.
your best feel good. Well, how's it go?
Okay. Feel good.
All
Hey,
right.
feel good.
You were
1,
saying
2,
it what
3.
the other
Oh
day?
God.
Oh God,
Oh God.
man,
All
it's
right.
been real. Good times, David.
Cool.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah. Hey,
Nice
you have a
chopping it
wonderful
up
night,
with you.
man.
You do the same. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Y'all have a good night. Feel good. Yes.